The jungle was known as the silent forest, but the irony was cruel, because at night it was anything but silent. Whispers echoed through the thick canopy, eerie voices calling out to those who dared to enter. No one knew where the voices came from, and those who tried to find out never returned. For centuries, villagers near the jungle had warned travelers to stay away after sunset. The legend said that the jungle was cursed, a place where the spirits of the forgotten dead roamed, forever whispering their last words. Some believed it was the souls of ancient warriors, slaughtered in an unknown war. Others said it was the restless ghosts of explorers who had lost their way. One thing was certain: whoever heard the whispers and followed them was never seen again. Ethan Gray was not the kind of man to believe in ghost stories. A young documentary filmmaker, he was always in search of the next big mystery to uncover. When he heard about the whispering shadows, he knew this was the perfect story for his next film. Determined to prove that the jungle was just another overhyped myth, Ethan gathered his camera, flashlight, and a satellite phone. He recorded an introduction for his audience. "Tonight I will step into the silent forest and uncover the truth. Are these whispers real? Or is it just another legend designed to scare people? Let's find out." With that, he ventured into the jungle. At first, the jungle seemed normal. The sound of crickets, the rustling of leaves, the distant howl of a wolf. It was just like any other forest. But as the night deepened, things began to change. At exactly midnight, the first whisper came. "Help me. Please." Ethan froze. The voice was faint, like a breath carried by the wind. He swung his camera around, trying to find the source, but there was no one there. "I am lost. So lost." Another voice. This one sounded closer. He turned, his flashlight flickering. The jungle seemed darker now. The trees appeared to be closing in. He checked his GPS. It showed error. "Come closer. I need help." The whisper was right behind him. Ethan spun around, heart pounding. The jungle was empty. His camera was still rolling, capturing only shadows and trees. He let out a shaky breath. "It's just my imagination," he told himself. But then something laughed, a soft, breathy chuckle that sent ice through his veins. This was not his imagination. Determined to prove the whispers were just a trick of the mind, Ethan pushed forward. He left marks on the trees with his knife, ensuring he wouldn't get lost. But the deeper he went, the more distorted everything became. The trees no longer had his markings. His footsteps disappeared in the dirt. His compass spun wildly. The jungle was shifting around him, and the whispers were getting louder. "Stay with us forever." A cold wind brushed past his ear, carrying the sound of multiple voices murmuring at once. Ethan turned on his camera's night vision. The screen flickered, and for a split second he saw something figures standing between the trees, their hollow eyes staring directly at him. His breath hitched. He turned off the camera and took a step back. The leaves beneath his feet crunched, loudly, but he hadn't moved. It was as if someone else had stepped right next to him. Then a hand grabbed his shoulder. Ethan screamed, swinging his flashlight wildly, but there was nothing there. His breathing was ragged, his pulse racing. He needed to get out. He turned to run, but the path he had taken was gone. The jungle had rearranged itself. He tried the satellite phone, it was dead. His camera? Still recording. And then, something whispered directly into the microphone. "You are one of us now." Ethan's body went cold. The camera slipped from his fingers as an invisible force pulled him into the darkness. The whispers rose into a deafening chorus, and his last scream echoed through the trees before fading into silence. Days later, a rescue team found Ethan's equipment near the jungle's edge. His camera was intact, still recording. But there was no sign of Ethan. Only the faint sound of whispers playing on the footage, calling out to anyone who dared to listen.